1999, Morpheus offered Neo a choice between a red pill and a blue pill. In 2018, this country fractured between red and blue. In 2022, I'm here to tell you that if you really want the truth, more voters are neither red or blue. Yet, they have no representation, no choice, and no options. They have to choose between candidates chosen by the red people or the blue people. I'm David Esrati, and I'm running for Congress as an American, as in red, white, and blue. I'm a veteran, an activist, and a small businessman. I'm asking you to join me in reminding the professional politicians in Congress who their bosses are. I support ranked choice voting, campaign finance reform, and a verified voter information system, all so we can stop having the best politicians money can buy. It's time to elect a veteran who will work for you, no matter what color they want to label you. Please go to electesrati.com and learn more. I'm David Esrati, and I approve this message. In Jurassic Park, you thought those little baby dinosaurs were cute until they turned into out-of-control carnivores. That's sort of what happens to government when we elect people based on very expensive advertising campaigns and propaganda. I'm David Esrati. I'm a veteran and a small businessman running for Congress. You don't want professional ad people and pollsters to sway your vote. All those hot-button issues like gun control, abortion, borders are all politicized to stop you from voting rationally. And thinking rationally seems to be in short supply these days. Most Americans have been voting against their own best self-interest for a long time because we've allowed money to buy our leaders. 1 million Americans died in the last 2 years because our leaders couldn't lead. It wasn't that hard. Mask, distance, test, and then vaccinate. In an instant, we had billions to spend on healthcare for COVID, when for years we've been told we can't provide healthcare for everyone equally in this country. That's an unintended consequence of the pandemic. If you think about it, our government can pretty much do whatever it wants, or what the people who buy our politicians tell our leaders to do. We also had a ton of money to prop up businesses. The next thing you know, it turns out that a living wage was not only possible, but necessary. As a small businessman who won't sell you out to corporate interests and lobbyists, I can tell you that it's time to fully understand the consequences of companies like Amazon, Facebook, and Google and their effect on small business, and to remind you that small business is the #1 creator of jobs in this country. So this next election, don't trust this ad or any other political ad. Do your homework and think before you vote. It's time to put this ad man in Congress because I know that the best advertising is based on the truth, not the size of the budget or payola. Or you can just vote based on who has the money to buy their way into Congress and live with the consequences. I'm David Esrati, and I approve this message. Hi, I'm David Esrati, and I'm running for Congress, and I'm so glad you're here. It's Friday. We got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, the last of you who still believe in voting on Election Day like me, go to the polls. I'm running in Congressional District 10 for Ohio. It now consists of all Montgomery County, all of Greene County, and the difference this year is they took off Fayette and they added parts of Clark to include Springfield. So, I'm running against Mike Turner, a 10-term incumbent. That means he's been in for 20 years. And because it's Friday, and because, well, just because you're getting ready to vote, I thought I'd give you the top 10 reasons to vote for me instead of Mike Turner on Tuesday. So the first one, number 10, drum roll, you can actually interact with Esrati daily. Turner hasn't had a town hall in 20 years, 10 terms, whole time he's been in Congress. He is basically a career politician who can't be bothered talking to the little people. Now, if you're a defense contractor or you're Trump, or you're somebody with a lot of money, he'll talk to you, but in general, no. So not only do I talk to you like I am right now, where we can have this conversation, you can talk to me once I get elected. Same way. I'm going to tell you every day at the end of the day what I did in Congress, how I voted, why I voted that way. Get your input. Tell you what's coming up the next day. Get your input. And Bill says, this better be good. You're cutting into the Blue Jackets game. Well, what the heck are they doing playing Friday afternoons, Bill? So that's number 10. Number 9. I'm not endorsed by the friends and family folks of the Democratic Party, which means I'm not going to get indicted for accepting bribes after I've been elected. That might happen still. We will see. But yeah, I am not a Democratic Party endorsed candidate, which means 25 people in the back room said no, they weren't going to support the fact that I won the primary over 3 other Democrats. They just don't like me. Probably because I've wanted to throw several of them in jail, starting with Democratic Party chairperson Mohammed El-Hamdani, who before he was even sworn in as a school board member was already having illegal secret meetings. The man doesn't know how to run a party. He doesn't know how to get people involved. He doesn't know how to raise money. He doesn't know how to do anything except say he doesn't like you. So, number 8. Number 8. Oh, it's an overseas game. What? They play hockey somewhere other than, wait a second, Canada maybe? Anyways, Esrati knows that pepper spraying inmates in restraint chairs is illegal, wrong, and even a violation of the Geneva Convention. I'd actually step in and shut the jail down until we knew the citizens were safe from their elected sheriff, who is currently running against LaRonda Lucky to be elected to his 2nd term in the State House, where he may become Speaker of the House. I should have downloaded LaRonda's commercial and shown it to you because it has some of the footage from my research and the things I've done. But basically, Phil Plummer is a clown. He's a dangerous man, shouldn't be in office, should be in the big house, not the State House. And I don't mean Ohio Stadium, I mean the big house like a prison. You don't pepper spray somebody when they're in restraints in jail. You are innocent until proven guilty. Anyways, Tam says she's glad that I'm accessible to the public. Of course I'm accessible. That's the big difference. All right, number 7. I don't know 27 billionaires or take donations from them like Mike Turner. As a small businessman, I'll make sure that small business has a chance to succeed in America. I don't even know a billionaire. I mean, how does Mike Turner go from mayor of small town Dayton and real estate attorney to hanging out with 27 billionaires, enough to give him a ton of money? By the way, latest reporting is in. This election surpasses all other elections in terms of money being spent by billionaires. They contribute about 35% of the $16.2 billion with a B dollars that are being wasted choosing between people like Mike Turner and me, or Jim Jordan and anybody else, etc., or go down the list, Marjorie Taylor Greene or whoever else. I mean, this is insane. 16.2 billion. What could we do with 16.2 billion? I bet we could get insulin prices cheaper and easier for every American in this country easily. By the way, Mike Turner voted against the Affordable Insulin Act. All right. 6. When the Pentagon tells Congress that they don't want a weapon system, I'll actually believe them and not buy the stuff they don't want, like the C-27J. Of course, Mike Turner voted for that and some upgrades to the M1 Abrams tank because his defense contractors wanted the contracts. Literally, the whole deal was wrong. Everybody knew it was wrong, but Mike thought it was great for jobs and great for something else, but the C-27J was a bust. In fact, I think we ended up giving those planes to the Afghans and we blew them all up before we left because, 1, they didn't fly very often, and 2, it was a shitty plane. All right, so number 5. Esrati knows that the Fed raising interest rates is just good for the rich. and that the real problem is not enforcing antitrust and price gouging laws. Yes, that is the truth. There is nothing the Fed is doing that is helping the common man get cheaper groceries, cheaper gas, or be able to afford a home, or cut the costs, inflation from rising. It hasn't happened. Why not? Because they realized during the pandemic they could make any excuse they wanted and blame everybody else and just jack up prices. And that's what they've been doing. The sad fact is we went from having like 100 different people managing shipping containers to 3, and the price went through the roof. This is why we have antitrust laws. Mike Turner's never met an antitrust law. Mike Turner doesn't trust anybody unless they have a check attached to their name. All right. So, number 4. Even though I didn't go to law school, I actually understand the First Amendment and sunshine laws. Mike Turner does not. That's why he had me arrested in the Dayton City Commission chambers back in '96, and we went through 5 court cases where the judges all of them, agreed with me and said, Mikey, go back to law school. Maybe he can go back and be a 2-bit bad lawyer in town, but more likely he'll just become a lobbyist after we hand him his walking papers on Tuesday night. So, number 3, the Second Amendment doesn't justify the general public to run around with weapons of war. Since I served in a well-regulated militia, I understand this and will work towards responsible gun ownership. Turner's just happy his daughter didn't get shot in the Oregon district, but he didn't do anything to solve the problem. Literally, his daughter was down in the Oregon district when we had 19 people get shot by somebody who is not part of a well-regulated militia, who had a weapon he shouldn't have had, nor should anybody have had. Now, we draw the line saying you can't have machine guns, you can't have anti-tank weapons, you can't have attack helicopters, you can't have heat-seeking missiles, bazookas, claymore mines, but somehow we let people have an AR-15. No, we shouldn't. If you're not in a uniform, you're not doing a job, you're not training, and you don't have somebody supervising you or working with a buddy, no, you don't get to take a semi-automatic weapon out just because you think you're, Sheriff Earp or whoever from the Old West. We don't want to live in the wild, wild West. So responsible gun ownership, that's the difference between me and Mike Turner. We're winding this down, Bill, so you shouldn't have to worry too long. Number 2, Turner is a career politician. I believe that no one should serve as a judge or in politics over age 70. It's time to have younger leaders. I don't think term limits are the answer. And although I love Elizabeth Warren and I love Bernie Sanders, okay, 70, time to retire. Give somebody else a chance to get their voice heard. And what you're going to have to do is work real hard to find your replacement and teach them and train them. Because other countries have presidents younger than what we're allowed to by the Constitution. So, before I get to the number 1 reason, the number uno reason why you should vote for me instead of Mike Turner, I want to play a little video that was done by Eric Swalwell's campaign. Now he's got 2 commercials that I think are fantastic. And we're going to roll this for you. It's called We Won't Go Back.
Can you think of any laws that give government the power to make decisions about the male body?
We won't go back. We won't go back.
Would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
Your good old days are an illusion. Nothing you do can stop the movement. We won't go back.
The thing we are all deciding as a democratic society is who will wield power and what they will do with that power.
States can't be trusted with the power to regulate concealed handguns, but they can force you to give birth to a child against your will.
You cannot tell me you care about children before they're born, but you don't give a care about what happens to the child after he's born.
If this court moves quickly on Justice Thomas's list of what rights they're going to abolish next, being in a same-sex marriage now means there is a target on you.
And if you think that this is going to stop at Roe versus Wade?
Yes, they will pass a national abortion ban. They will pass massive tax cuts for the rich. They will cut or eliminate entitlement programs who want to destroy American institutions.
This is all just one final fight for the Republicans to try to regain all the power that they've lost.
The most important election of our lives because we might actually lose democracy.
Don't go back. We can't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. Don't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back.
Well, there you have it. If the DCCC had a clue, they just hire Eric Swalwell's ad guy, because that, along with the lock her up ad that I think I showed you last week, where a woman is sitting there with her husband and their 2 kids, and she has a knock on the door with the police saying, "Come with us, you had an abortion, we've already got your physician in jail, we've got a warrant, a subpoena, and we've got your medical records, you had an abortion, you must go to, go with us." Unreal. I'm going to break the comments real quick. Tam Stefanik says, "Some of my reasons for supporting you is that I know you have good intentions for the people. You don't lie, and you have a great deal of integrity. You have spent your life giving back." Well, thank you, Tam. And this is somebody that's known me since I was a youngster, so there you have it. But last but not least, the number one reason you should vote for me is because if you vote for Mike Turner, who has an A+ rating as a anti-abortionist, a pro-lifer, if you want women to have the right to choose, the doctors the rights to make decisions about the integrity of the life inside a woman and whether it should be born or not, without having the law come in and regulate the womb and play all kinds of havoc with our medical system and people's lives, you will vote for me over Mike Turner. I believe in a woman's right to choose. I do not believe in pushing it down to the states. I do not believe that there should be any regulation which pushes somebody else's religion down your throat. Period. End of story. I hope we're clear on that. And if what I believe is going to happen this November 8th is we are going to see women, all women, going and voting in record numbers to make sure that the right that Roe gave them over 50 years ago does not go away. That is the main reason you should vote for me over Mike Turner. In 2 years, you can get rid of me. But if they overturn Roe and push it down to the states, it will take another 50 to fix it. If you believe that Donald Trump was reelected and that November 6th was okay, vote for Mike Turner. He had 2 chances to impeach him. I know I've done my top 10. But realistically, the main reason I decided I had to run was because I saw what happened on January 6th, and I don't want that to ever happen again. And if it does, the people responsible will be held accountable. And I don't just mean the foot soldiers. Donald Trump, his lawyers, his advisors have all been implicated in saying they wanted violence. They wanted people to come in and hang Mike Pence. And that, my friends, is treason. We can't have both violence and democracy in this country and believe it is free. It's time to stop the cancer of Donald Trump and his minions, of which Mike Turner is one. Anyway, so like Tam says, let's go, girls. Our country needs us. Vote Tuesday, and let's make it happen. I will be on Monday at 4. Tuesday, I will not be on at all. Tuesday after the election, I will be picking up my yard signs because I don't believe in leaving my litter all over the place. I will be doing that Wednesday during the day. If you want to hear a concession speech or a victory speech, you'll have to subscribe and like to this YouTube channel, because that's the only way you're going to find out, because I'm not just going to go on at 4 on Wednesday or whatever, and this might, after Monday, that'll be the last scheduled broadcast, unless, of course, I get to Congress, of which I will have to do these every day, and I will. You have my word on it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and go Jackets, Bill. I don't even know who they're playing or where, but I hope they win, and hopefully one day I will be playing hockey again soon. My shoulder's getting a lot better, and I look forward to it. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you want to go campaign for me or go door to door, get in touch with me. The number is 937-985-1312. It's on the website. Go try finding Turner's number on his website. Anyways, happy to get you literature and a walk list, and let's get out there and get all those women to vote, and let's make things happen. Thank you so much.